the best slightly spicy sesame stir-fried beef and egg pawn. Who doesn't love egg pawn? And look at that wok full of beautiful veg. We're gonna make my version of easy Korean bibimbap. Okay, so bibimbap is one of those great things to have in a restaurant where all these little separate bits and pieces have been lovingly cooked for you by about 1,000,000 chefs out the back. But when you're at home, there's only one chef, and that's you. So we're gonna make a really easy version of this that doesn't involve making a whole bunch of different little bits and pieces. Just a couple of bits and pieces. All right, so let's get started making our finishing sauce first of all. So I'm gonna use some of this Korean gochujang paste. So this is a fermented chili paste. You can find it in most mainstream grocery stores now, or check it out online. I want a fairly big scoop full of that because I'm going to be doubling up here with both sauces that we're making for this dish because it's easier. So this finishing sauce is also going to be added to our marinade. Now to that I'm going to add some mirin, soy sauce, some sugar, and some sesame seeds. Just mix that together. It's a little stubborn to start with, but it'll loosen up soon. All right, that's looking good, and such an easy little sauce to put together, but ooh, it has some kick and it is tasty, my friends. Yum. And now for the beef. So I recommend using a tender cut of beef here. There's nothing worse than trying to dig into a bowl of bibimbap with some chopsticks, i.e. not a knife, and having a really tough piece of meat. So I'm using ribeye, you could use fillet, even rump steak is pretty good here as well. Now, I like to slice on the diagonal here because that tends to make things a little bit more tender. Keeping this a little chunkier than I normally would for a stir fry. I just want some really hearty, decent chunks of beef here. Pop that beef into a bowl. And now for our second sauce, which is going to double as marinade and stir fry sauce. We just want some soy sauce, mirin, sesame oil, and then the rest of those sesame seeds. Okay, so let's go back to our spicy red sauce, and I want a couple of spoonfuls of that on my beef. And then a couple of spoonfuls of our soy sauce mixture, just enough to kind of flavor that beef. The rest I'm going to use later. And then just mix that through. Now no need to leave that beef for any longer than a couple of minutes. We're doing the easy version here, of course. So I'm going to add a little bit of oil straight into a wok. And before I put my beef in, I'm going to add some garlic. And I'm going to grate in some ginger. And then in goes my beef. Straight away you want to spread that beef out in the pan so as much of it comes into contact with some heat as possible. Now, I like to leave the beef at this point just for about half a minute here to let some of that colour start to develop. And now we just stir fry until that beef is cooked. Now it's really important that we don't overcook the beef here because that's when we're going to run into some tough, hard bits of meat. This is just barely cooked. And I'm going to get that beef straight out onto a plate. And now you should have a delicious pool of sauce in the bottom of your pan. Do not waste that. Just pour that straight over the beef. And now the vegetables. So don't be a hero here, guys. Just pick up a whole bunch of sliced veggies that you've got at your local supermarket. I just got some carrot here. You can get sliced mushrooms usually. Opened up a bag of baby spinach. And of course, my local supermarket, even though I live in Thailand, didn't even have bean shoots today. So I picked up some of these beautiful green pea shoots. Doesn't really matter, whatever floats your boat. Okay, so back in the wok, I'm not even gonna bother cleaning this guy. Just gonna get some oil straight in, and then my mushrooms go in, and my carrot. Now the baby spinach. It looks like a lot, but of course it'll wilt down. And I just love the fact that you can throw in a whole bunch of vegetables here and really feel quite virtuous about your dinner, which is always good. Now in goes the rest of that stir fry sauce. I love that smell of the sesame oil as it hits the pan. Beautiful. Now for some of those pea shoots. Okay, and that's it. Okay, so just take yourself a bowl of rice. You could use microwave rice or even get some delivered, and add an egg on top. Some of that veg. You want some crunchy cucumber. I just love that kind of fresh crunch there. Some of that beef. Kimchi, definitely something that I always keep in the fridge because wow, the flavor, and it packs a punch, love it. And then some of our spicy red sauce. Wow, and just take a look at that bowl. If that's not a thing of beauty, I don't know what is. You've got beautiful vegetables, that beef, that egg. Let's have a look. I like to give everything a mix, that way I get kind of the ideal mouthful with every bite. Oh, I'm so looking forward to this. Wow, I am so loving that. I mean, it tastes like you're sitting in a Korean restaurant, but a lot easier to make than the restaurant version. If you've got any comments or questions, pop them below. And if you enjoyed the video, why not hit that subscribe button plus the little bell one, and that way you'll get notified every time I release a new video. Thanks guys.